Hello everyone, it's me again, Matt. Really appreciate you stopping by on today's video. Now I think we have a bit of a YouTube first. I've never actually seen on YouTube military beef when it comes to content or channels, especially military content that is relevant to something that I normally do, which is talking about military equipment, specifically tanks, that is. Now, the realm of YouTube on military topics is rather sparse. There's not a huge amount out there. It's either, specific veteran-based television, sort of Vet TV, or Angry Cops, he's awesome. Grand Thumb for sort of the firearms world and things like that. But when it comes to military equipment reviews, there's, Covert Cabal and some other big channels out there. Also, Red Effect is also really starting to shine in the world of military equipment reviews, and I actually really enjoy his channel. And, as I said, I think we have a bit of a YouTube first. There's some beef going on. There's a little bit of debate. Some would say argument. Some would say trolling. I don't know what you want to call it. But I thought I would talk a little bit about it, because there's a lot of noise and a lot of discussion about it. And I came across some of the videos from two individuals who are having a bit of a battle. And one of them is Red Effect, and the other is Alpha Defense. Now, I do actually subscribe to both their channels. I love researching and learning about other people's opinions on things. I certainly am no subject matter expert on tanks. I may sometimes portray as if I am, but I am not. I know about 5% of what really is out there regarding actual SME information on tanks. And that, to me, is no problem. I have no issue not knowing enough about vehicles and things like that. That's why I make my channel. That's why I research things. But I don't get into arguments with people. I try my best not to fight opinionated, information about military equipment, because A, there's absolutely no point. B, as I said, I'm not a subject matter expert. And C, it's never going to end well, especially on YouTube. If you're going to have beef about something, military equipment really isn't the best way to go, and especially for myself as an active serving member of the military, it's just not a good idea. Now, the beef that Red Effect and Alpha Defense have is regarding a main battle tank. That main battle tank is the Arjun. If you're not aware of what the Arjun is, it is a Indian main battle tank. There's obviously the Mark 1 and the Mark 2, and there's a lot of back and forth between these two channels about, is it good or is it bad? I've made my own video on the tank. I don't have a huge problem with it. I haven't done a deep dive and researched everything about the vehicle to the nearest bolt. It's just not where I go with it. I've never had a huge fascination with the Indian military, for the fact that every time I even say something positive or negative about the Indian Armed Forces, I get my head ripped off. I can't say anything without someone saying that I'm the worst person on earth. I've had death threats from Indian viewers to just discussing a vehicle, not even saying anything bad or good about it, just talking about something. So I deleted majority of my reviews on Indian equipment. I'm surprised I even left the Arjun on there. But it's concerning, because I want to be able to talk about things and have discussions with people without it turning into a battle. And right now, it seems like Red Effect and Alpha Defense are in a bit of a battle right now. And I don't want to be a sort of a mediator. But my point to this situation is, it's not necessary. It's not about the best tank or the worst tank out there. I think as a military community, and we're very small, we really are. The War Thunder community, I think, overlaps a little bit with our military review community, with military equipment like tanks, Scottish Koala, all those channels that are kind of War Thunder related, that kind of mesh into the world of military equipment reviews too. I don't often find that there's any beef or any sort of back and forth arguments. I do respect both of their channels, both Red Effect and Alpha Defense. They have good viewerships, they have good fan bases, and I actually enjoy watching their content. But the debating is really interesting. Now, I'm not going to show their videos because, A, it's not right. I'm not trying to expose these channels and create some even more diversity here division. If anything, I just want them to get along and agree to disagree. And the same for the viewership, They both have their own respective inputs to this tank. I personally think that the Arjun is, a capable armoured fighting vehicle. The interesting thing when we talk about military equipment like tanks is we always say which one will beat the other one. And it's such a redundant question. Because to say which one would beat the other one is going on the basis of stats, facts, and figures that are defined against other vehicles that were designed to fight against. For instance, the Arjun was not designed to fight against the T-14 Armata, or to fight against the Challenger 2, soon to be Challenger 3, right? It wasn't designed for that. It's the same basis for the T-14 Armata. It was not designed to fight the Arjun. It was not designed to fight, T-55s, right? You can't compare equipment like that. It's just there's so many variables, there's so much information that you need to kind of cross-reference to make those kind of decisions. And even then, it's a stupid rhetorical question to start asking. I get it asked all the time, and I don't bite for the most part. I do love the Challenger 2, soon to be Challenger 3, but I'm never going to say that it's the greatest tank in the world. You can't make those kind of statements unless you've operated the tank, you've served in it, you have design input to it, you're an engineer that's been invested in multiple different design programs with tanks, you're a historian that has more background as to the capabilities of the crew and how they're effective in the military setting for capability of being a good crew. There's so much variables. But, I mean, this beef is interesting. Let's just take a look at when you type in Arjun tank on YouTube, and here we are. So, problems with Arjun, right? So, red effect, what's the problems with the tank? Worst main battle tank in the world? Question mark? We move down to the Arjun salt dispenser. I mean, red effect's definitely having fun with it. There's some really random idiot who made some video about it here. I'm not too sure who this guy is, but hey. And then we talk about, Arjun is the best tank in the world. Here is why. Red effects now focusing on... I really don't know where to go with this. I feel like it's hot and cold, hot and cold. You were wrong about the Arjun tank. Then Alpha Defense, worst tank, MBT Arjun. And you keep going down and you find into the small more. It just keeps coming, right? They're in problems with Sea and Ariete. Oh, that's different. That's different. A different video, sorry. It's interesting. Here we go. See, so tank full of red defect inducted into service. I don't know, guys. It's just funny, really. And I think it is just general banter. I don't think they're really at each other's throats here. I enjoy a little bit of, I guess, back and forth. I just hope it doesn't turn toxic. This is fun. I think it's the first time I've seen military review channels go against one another in sort of a standoff debate about a vehicle. And maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's healthy. Maybe we need to do more of this kind of stuff. But maybe we do it in a forum where it's, I guess, somewhat... what's the word I'm looking for? They both have joint wants in doing it. It's not, I'm going to make a video about how this person disagrees with something and then they just get upset because they didn't ask or decide for input. This should be a cool forum. I'd love to get Red Effect and Alpha Defense into the same chat room and just have a discussion with them. Maybe do a live stream with all three of us. And just talk about the tank, and maybe talk about other tanks. I think it would be fun to listen to everyone's input and to have their say, and to not turn it into my country's better than your country, my tank's better than your tank. I think it's safe to say Red Effect and Alpha Defense have an invested, I guess, interest in armored fighting vehicles, and that's cool. We need more people around that in the world that want to have that passion about armored fighting vehicles, because I've made a video about it in the past, about the phenomenon of tank enthusiasts increasing hugely in the last 10 years due to video games, War Thunder, World of Tanks, etc., and Tank Fest. So that phenomenon needs to be increased. We need to keep people in the realm of learning and understanding about armored fighting vehicles. It's cool. And I do honestly, I guess this is somewhat of a reach out to Red Effect and to Alpha Defense here, to say, hey guys, look, I get your beef is it's interesting to listen to, but if we want to be adults, because we should be all adults at this point, especially if we're uploading content to YouTube, we have a fan base, we should have some form of understanding that we should have some, I guess, decency to have a discussion. Let's talk about it. I think it could be really interesting. I'd like to invite other channels as well to these kind of discussions, like Covert Cabal, Scottish Koala. I'm missing many others, of course. These are just ones that come to my mind. But we need to have more of these kind of discussions. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be more, instead of having beef, let's just have civilized discussions about these things. And we can put Arjun at the top of the list, because clearly it's pretty high level with these two channels. I hope I haven't offended either of the two channels with creating this video. As I said, I have huge respect for both of you. You're in the same realm as me. I hope your channels exceed mine. Every single ounce of your channel exceeds mine in viewership and subscribers. I truly love seeing other channels succeed. Karma Cut, if you know who Karma Cut is, I'm a huge fan of his. He is blowing up YouTube right now. I'm so happy he is. Like, he's destroying, the whole Armor 3 and Squad viewership on YouTube. So good for him. That's what I want to see other channels do. This isn't a competition for me. I'm not here to compete against other channels. Scottish Koala recently reached out to me to make a video regarding the Challenger 3. I apologize, buddy. I totally forgot that you wanted to do that, and I'd already rolled into the video, and I just found out today that I went through my messages. I was like, oh, crap. So I'll have to look at something else in the future, but that's what we need more, is collaboration between channels. Let's work together to have some really good dialogue about military equipment and bring our viewers into this and discuss it, and we can have some really good fun. We can do some live streams. We can do dual videos. Me and Scottish Koala have done dual video before on tank armor, which, by the way, all credit to him. This is what we need more of. We need more of this kind of stuff, because to single out individual channels because they disagree with something, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I think we're better than that. As I said, it's no disrespect or judgment to both of these channels, both Red Effect and Alpha Defense here. I think they've got their own opinions, and they're very clear to voice it, and good for them. So this is a reach out to Red Effect and Alpha Defense. If you would like to have a civilized communal discussion, and we can maybe live stream it, let's talk it out. Let's have a chat. Let's book a meeting together. Let's get a live stream going and really just have a good chat about this kind of stuff. And without, the beef back and forth, let's get our viewers back onto the realm of working with one another and learn more about each other's equipment. I mean, Red Effect clearly knows a lot more about Russian equipment than I ever will, and the same for Alpha Defense for Indian equipment. I will never be able to get on the same level as they do with tank, I guess, learning and information from their countries, because they have more investment in that, just like I do with the artillery. I mean, I'm not even a tanker now. I'm in the artillery. So, they probably know very little about the artillery and to opposed to what I do. So it'd be nice to maybe bring them into a discussion with some artillery-based viewers or channels, maybe, I don't know, and we'll talk about that instead. So hopefully this appeals to you guys as my fan base too, or my viewership. If you've something you're interested in seeing, like inviting channels to have discussions. I know we have the Gun Pit podcast with my gunner friends, so we'll definitely be trying to do more of them in the future. If you did enjoy them, you can go check out if you haven't seen them but want to enjoy them, you can check out some of the previous Gun Pit podcasts that we've done. But I'd love to do something like this, like tank track podcasts, right? Actually having civil conversation about military equipment. I would love to get the Chieftain on a discussion like that. If you know who Nicholas Moran is, obviously the Chieftain is very renowned, probably one of the highest renowned military what's the word I'm looking for? Overview, SME of military equipment, especially tanks, of course. But there's many others out there, right? So the world's our oyster here, folks, if we want to have these kind of discussions. So that's it for today. Red Effect and Alpha Defense, I really do appreciate you both having this kind of back and forth, because it opens my eyes a little bit, and I really do hope I haven't offended either of you or your fan base for making this video. I just want you both to maybe come together. We can all have a good chat. I think it'd be good for all of us to discuss this kind of stuff, maybe talk about the Arjun or other things, and let's see where we go from there. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I would encourage you, please, to go check out their channels and their content, and go see some of the beef that's going on in their videos. I think it's all friendly fun. I don't think it's really sort of nastiness, so I don't think the nasty's there. But take a look, check out their channels, see what you think about the Arjun yourself, make your own informed decision, and I will see you on the next video. All the best, everyone. Take care, and bye-bye.